Hello everyone, today we'll take a look at the best home theatre projectors in the market for 2021. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I'll try to help you find the right one for your needs. To see the most up-to-date prices and find out more information about these projectors, you can check out the links in the description below. Before we start, I have a question for you guys. Which projector are you using right now, and what is your opinion on it? Let me know in the comments. Number 5. BenQ HT5550, the most versatile. BenQ has been on a roll as of late, with the company now offering a large selection of 4K-capable single-chip DLP projectors. The HT5550, available at Amazon, sits towards the middle of the company's lineup, and as its model name suggests, the projector is intended for use in dedicated home theaters. At its heart, the HT5550 utilizes Texas Instruments' latest 0.47-inch DLP DMD. Technically, this DMD is a 1080p native display device. However, BenQ is taking advantage of this DMD's proprietary eShift implementation, which boosts on-screen resolution to Ultra HD. As one would expect from any display selling in 2021, the HT5550 supports HDR10 and HLG HDR formats. This is also one of the first 4K-capable DLP projectors that I've come across that supports all major 3D formats. Overall, the HT5550 offers subjective image quality competitive with its asking price, especially against other 4K-capable DLP projectors. Once you dial in the picture settings, as I have, you're left with an impressively sharp and color-accurate image. BenQ's HT5550 fixes most of the complaints we had with the company's more affordable HT3550. With far better placement flexibility and a bump in contrast performance, stepping up to this model for these improvements is well worth the extra money if you can afford it. Number 4. BenQ HT2050A. Best for the money. Sizes, designs and even button layouts are often nearly identical from one brand to the next, but there's something different about the BenQ HT2050A. Although it has a similar price to the competition, it's larger and there's a more aesthetically pleasing, curvy design. It looks less like the repurposed business projector and more like something you'd want in your house. Also average is the lamp life at 3,500 hours in normal mode. This goes up to 7,000 hours in Smart Eco mode, which maintains the maximum brightness of the normal mode but drops lamp power during dark scenes for a better black level. Brightness is one of the HT2050A's strong points. It's rated at 2200 ANSI lumens, and we measured it at about 1840 in its brightest factory preset. Unlike many projectors that tend to look excessively green in their brightest modes, the HT2050A's color at maximum brightness is within a realistic-looking range. Better contrast ratio and color than its counterparts create some of the best picture quality we've seen in this price range. Darker blacks paired with bright whites, all with accurate color, make for a pleasing image. The cherry on top is a small amount of vertical lens shift, which is rare in this price range and almost non-existent in single-chip DLP projectors. This means more people will be able to fit the projector in their homes. Number 3. Epson Epic Vision Ultra LS300. Best for most people. Epson's Epic Vision line of laser projectors are arguably some of the best projectors you can get from the company. The ultra short throw ratio and simple design of the Epic Vision Ultra LS300 makes it a user-friendly choice for anyone who wants to bring big-screen entertainment to their home. Inside, there are three 15.5mm LCD projector panels using Epson's C2 Fine technology and a laser diode. Epson says that the dynamic contrast ratio is as much as 2.5 million to 1. There are two HDMI inputs, a USB socket for playing back video content from a USB stick, and Wi-Fi for the smart TV stuff. It turns out that 3600 lumens allows a surprisingly viewable picture even under the full glare of our room's fluorescent tubes. Not that we did any kind of critical viewing that way, we hasten to add. One thing to note is that while the Epson Epic Vision Ultra LS300 supports 4K input, its native resolution is Full HD or 1080p. This is the same resolution you'll find on most HD TVs, so it's still sharp and realistic, just not quite as crisp or detailed as a true 4K projector. It may not be perfect, but in our opinion, the strengths of the Epson Epic Vision Ultra LS300 far outweigh its weaknesses. We recommend it for anyone who wants an all-in-one entertainment machine for their home, whether or not you have a dedicated home theatre space. Number 2. Epson Home Cinema 5050 UB. Best runner-up. Moving on, we have the Epson Home Cinema 5050UB. With this one, you can enjoy Ultra HD content with support for HLG, HDR10 and DCI-P3 color. It has a nice all-glass low-dispersion lens and precise coverage of the 3 LCD light engine, and this means you can enjoy Ultra HD content with support for HLG, HDR10 and DCI-P3 color. It has many more great features that you should check out and see if it's the one you are looking for. Firstly, I should mention that the 5050UB uses Epson's tried and true 3 LCD light engine. This one has a 7.4-inch 3-chip LCD design with a 250-watt UHE lamp. It also has an internal filter that moves into place to extend the color gamut. It has a pretty solid build quality and it can last you for years without a problem. Furthermore, this one has a native resolution of 1920 by 1080, but it also uses an optical diffuser in the light path to pixel shift the image to 3840 by 2160. If you use the projector in high power mode, it'll produce more noise, however the fan is extremely quiet on the eco and medium bulb settings. If you want an amazing projector that's capable of displaying 4K content at a brilliant 2600 lumens for both white and color brightness, you should definitely check this one out and see if it's the one you are looking for. Number 1. Optima P2 Best Overall. The beautifully designed Optima Cinema X P2 is proof that a projector doesn't have to dominate your living space if you want to supersize your images. Picture quality is polished and the onboard sound system is a blast. Optima has retained the extensive geometric correction tools found in the P1, as well as compatibility with the clever SmartFit iOS or Android app that uses your smartphone's camera to literally snap the image into place. If you don't mind activating the geometric correction circuitry, it greatly simplifies the tricky one-time maneuvering of the projector that accompanies setup of any ultra-short-throw projector. On the other hand, you'll want to avoid geometric correction if possible to preserve the best image quality and fastest input lag for gaming. As you might expect from an ultra-short-throw projector, installation is stress-free. Optima has reduced the lens on this model compared to its more expensive stablemate, but the projector's black level performance remains high. Shadow detail and darker portions of the screen don't suffer from insipid grayness, which so often plagues low-light models. The Cinema X P2 packs in capable sound as well as a decent picture, and what more could you ask for in a home cinema projector? Buying guide. Contrast. The contrast gives depth to your image and it describes the difference in the brightness of black and white. This means that the higher the contrast of a projector, the sharper and more natural the projected images will be. The contrast ratio is very important because it creates deep blacks, and also I'd like to mention that most projectors nowadays will offer a contrast ratio of at least 5000 to 1. Resolution. You'll also want to consider resolution. Higher is generally better, although some budget 1080p projectors might not look as crisp and bright as even mid-range 720p units. Likewise, lumens are important. A measure of brightness, lumens dictate how much ambient light a projector can withstand. In a completely dark room, anything under 1200 lumens should be fine. Ambient light requires at least 2500 lumens. When perusing spec sheets, look for ANSI lumens, not lux lumens, as ANSI lumens are a real measure of brightness. Durability. One of the less talked about advantages modern UST projectors have is that their light source lasts longer. Thanks to their solid-state laser or LED light engines, most ultra-short-throw laser projectors are rated to last at least 20,000 hours. That's equivalent to binging all of Netflix for 2.25 years straight. When you compare that to the 3,000 to 5,000 hours you get from a traditional projection lamp, laser projectors clearly have the edge. Brightness. You'll also need to check the brightness of the projector, which is measured in lumens. The more lumens, the brighter the image. Lots of lumens doesn't necessarily translate to better quality. Super bright images can often mean blown out colors. It's more about the environment you'll be watching in. If you want mates to come around and watch the 1 PM kickoff, you'll need something that can overcome a lot of ambient light. If you've kitted your basement out as a home cinema, pick picture quality over brightness.